going on, everyone? So, the Lakers have gotten a couple breaks, right? Obviously, we just came off of a win against the Milwaukee Bucks. That was huge for the Lakers. D'Angelo Russell was spectacular in that game. Just putting on a masterclass, doing everything we needed to pull out that win. Hard-fought win. Now you got to go and you got to play Minnesota tomorrow. But the Lakers did get a couple breaks in the form of the Phoenix Suns, who has the toughest schedule the rest of the way, who the Lakers are trying to catch in the seeding, tiebreakers over, all of those things. They just took a loss to the Boston Celtics. That is huge for the Lakers. Another big, kind of multi-big break, I guess, for the Lakers would be one, the San Antonio Spurs managed to pull off the upset against the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors are without Steph Curry, which is kind of another break for the Lakers. The reason I say kind, I mean, it is a break for the Lakers, but the reason I say kind of is just because, like, you want everybody healthy. Like, I'm not one of those people that are, like, cheering on injuries and, you know, oh, like, maybe if the, but it's part of the sport, right? It's part of the game, right? Lakers are missing LeBron with an ankle injury. Warriors are missing Steph with an ankle injury. And so that is something that is in the Lakers' benefit, right? The Golden State Warriors have a very easy schedule the rest of the way. They are only like, oh, now they're like a full game back of the Lakers, but they were right on our tail. It was like neck and neck. So if the Lakers can start rattling off some wins here, we can really start to create some separation, which the Lakers desperately, desperately need. Another benefit in the wake of just the injury bug, right? We're at the home stretch of the NBA season. And usually you start seeing the wear and tear on some guys. You're starting to see it with many teams, including the Lakers, right? Anthony Davis took hopefully it's just a stinger, but he took a elbow from Giannis into the shoulder. And so hopefully he's going to, based on the reports, he's supposed to be getting treatment. If the treatment goes well, then he's going to be ready for the Minnesota game. So they're going to kind of gauge and see how that works out for him. But we need him. We need LeBron to an extent. I did make a video kind of diving into the possibility of, like, you know, do we rest LeBron for a little bit? Like, I wouldn't even mind if they rested him for the Minnesota game. Kind of force guys into that position of like, hey, we need you. Got to step up. Got to pick it up. We can't play around. We can't mess around. Like, right? Got to win games. D'Lo, you got to keep doing what you're doing. Not saying he has to go get 44, but have him, Austin Reeves, Spencer Dinwiddie, Anthony Davis, obviously, have these guys start playing into bigger roles and having to play bigger parts, which then in turn, in theory, LeBron returns, he kind of just plugs himself in, and everybody else is continuing to play and operate the way that they were pre-LeBron's return. You saw it last year, right? We do the trades, LeBron's out with injury, guys come in, start game busters running away. Austin Reeves and his emergence. D'Lo is having excellent games. And you really start seeing things click. LeBron comes in. He kind of just plugs himself in, plays within the team. They end up going on a run. They end up going into the postseason. Boom, we get to the conference finals. And then we know how it ended with the Denver Nuggets. So I don't mind the Lakers trying to get LeBron as healthy as possible. But it is that time of the year where these injury bugs are starting to play teams and affect teams on smaller scales and larger scales. But as I mentioned, another big benefit is Karl Anthony Towns will not be available for the Minnesota Timberwolves in the game tomorrow. Now look, Minnesota is still very good defensively. They still are more than capable of beating the Los Angeles Lakers if the Lakers don't play the right way, especially if the Lakers don't have LeBron James. But that is a benefit. That is one less guy, an all-star level player, another big man that we just don't really have much size to match up with, that they are going to be without, which then should help the Lakers and put the Lakers in a better situation. But really got to stop this back and forth wins, losses. So the month of February, you saw 9 wins, 3 losses. And every time the Lakers lost, they bounced back with 2 or 3 wins. It was like 3 wins, a loss. 3 wins, a loss. 2 wins, and then you get to the games here in the month of March, and it's like, you lose to Denver. You bounce back against the Thunder, right? You lose to the Sacramento Kings. And it's like, oh, you bounce back and you beat the Milwaukee Bucks. Like, that's great. It's great that we're getting wins against these top teams, against the Thunder, against the Bucks. We need those. Again, the Lakers have shown that they can beat anybody. It's why I trust the Lakers when they get into the postseason. The only teams that I really worry about are the teams that are bad matchup for the Lakers. And that's really just that's Denver, obviously. Sacramento, really. Kind of the only two teams that match up great against the Lakers. And it's just the Sabonis and Jokic really give Anthony Davis fits. And then they just have the guard play and the perimeter options that can just really punish the Lakers for their lack of just versatility and athleticism out on the perimeter. They're just bad matchups for the Lakers. But chances are, you're not going to see Sacramento unless you face them in the conference finals and they upset a couple teams, which I don't see happening. And then same thing with the Denver Nuggets you could see. I mean, depending on where Denver falls and the Lakers fall, I mean, you could see them in the first round. But in a perfect world, you'd have a positive matchup. You got to start rattling off wins, right? To me, I've seen the argument people have thrown out of oh, maybe we should tank or, we should be a play-in team to avoid Denver, right? Because Minnesota, they're without Karl Anthony Towns. So the idea is they're going to drop a little bit in the standings. And that very well could be true. But we also have no idea where Denver's going to fall, right? Are they going to be the 2 seed? Are they going to be the 1 seed, right? Let's say they are the 2 seed. Say they finish the 2 seed, right? We might not find that out till the very end of the season. Literally, it could come down to the last game of the season. So let's say the Lakers end up getting into the play-in. They're the 7th or 8th seed. And, they maybe had a chance at the 6th seed, but they were worried Denver gets the 3, right? So you purposely go into the play-in. Or let's say it's not even purpose. Let's say it's just you get that, right? Well, now what? Are you supposed to just purposely lose the first play-in game and now go into a single elimination game in which you lose? Now you don't even have a chance? To me, give me the chance, right? Denver has our number, but they're not unbeatable. It's not like the Lakers can't beat them. The Lakers can. It's just they have to play a very specific way, and they're probably going to need LeBron's heroics. They're probably going to need LeBron to be great, which ties into my thought process of hey, maybe we should rest LeBron a little bit, let his ankle get as healthy as possible. You don't want him to sit the entire season, right? Because you don't want him you need him to still be in rhythm and stuff. But I don't know, it's just, the Lakers keep getting these breaks, which is good, but they're not capitalizing on these breaks, which is bad, and it's very frustrating. Right? We got to start rattling off 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins in a row. As I mentioned, right? You beat the Bucks. You got to beat Minnesota now, right? Because you made the mistake of losing to Sacramento. And the reason I said made the mistake is because you were up 19 in the first quarter and ended up down 24 at one point. You're talking a 45-point swing. It wasn't like this was a hard-fought game in which you just lost. No, you were up 20 and you blew it, right? Since you decided to do that and not continue to play the right way and continue to get exploited and Darvin Ham not make the proper adjustments and the team just get smacked, well, now you have to make up for that because you're still chasing Sacramento. And guess what? Sacramento now has the tiebreaker. So now it's you have to win one more game than Sacramento, right? You can't finish with the same record anymore. You have to win one more game. So the Lakers need to capitalize on teams like Phoenix having the toughest schedule in the league and just coming off of a loss, right? The Warriors, who are trying to chase you. Yes, they're not in front of us, but they have an easy schedule and they've been basically in the same position we've been in. Right? So you need to take advantage and win these games when they start losing without Steph. Right? You need to go and play a Minnesota team that's without their first or second best player. I think Anthony Edwards is their best player, but you can make an argument it's Cat. Okay, well, they don't have their first or second best player. You need to take advantage. You need to capitalize on that. Got to get through this stretch. Then you got Sacramento again, right? On the road in Sacramento. Are you going to fold again, or are you going to pull this out and do what you need to do to win this game? What is going to be the end result? All of these things, we are at the home stretch where all of these games matter. Now, are the Lakers going to lose games? Sure, it happens. I'm not expecting the Lakers, they have, 17 games left. I'm not expecting them to go 17-0, right? But they're going to need probably at least 10 wins, maybe 11, right? I think that realistically, they're going to have to get around 45 to 46 wins if they want to be at least 7th or 8th seed, maybe even potentially the 6th seed with tiebreakers and stuff like that. I don't know if they'll be able to catch the Pelicans. Pelicans continue to win, and they have a pretty easy schedule, and they got a pretty good lead. And we're running out of games here. But all these other teams, basically 6 through 10, is up for grabs. And where are the Lakers going to fall? They got to at least get in that 7th or 8th spot. At least, bare minimum. Right? Obviously, if you can get in that 6th seed, get in that 6th seed. But bare minimum, you have to get that 7th to 8th seed where you just need to win one game, and now you're in the playoffs. Ideally, I'd like the 6th so we can get that extra rest instead of playing those extra games. But it is what it is. As far as like the Lakers schedule goes, right? They got this, like I mentioned, this tough stretch, but then it really starts to ease up a little bit here. So you got Minnesota coming up, Sacramento, tough. Then you got the Warriors. Again, the Warriors might not have Steph for that game. So that could put you in an excellent position to go and rattle off another win, get the tiebreaker over the Warriors now, right? Well, you still have one more game to really secure the tiebreakers, but at least you're ahead in the standings. You get another full game ahead of them, right? You're in good position there, right? You beat Sacramento, that gets you a full game in the standings of Sacramento. Obviously, again, Sacramento has a tiebreaker, but you get another full game. And then after that, it's the Hawks, the Sixers, who again, the Lakers benefit from Joel Embiid and maybe even Tyrese Maxey potentially being out, right? So we'll see how that goes. If that happens, then that should be a win. The Pacers just lost Mathurin, right? Well, yes, he's not, Turner or any of like the key, but he is a important piece and an important factor to that team and an excellent scorer for them. So there's another guy, another benefit for them. Then you got Milwaukee on the road. That's tough. That's gonna be a lot. But then you got the Grizzlies, right? You got the Pacers again, the Brooklyn Nets, who you should beat, the Raptors and the Wizards, two teams that are gonna be fighting for seeding for the draft. Right? Then you got the Cavs, which might be a hard-fought win, especially with Milwaukee and the Bucks kind of going back and forth for the 2 or 3 seed. And then you got the Timberwolves, who we'll see how that goes, right? The Warriors again, which I think that will be a hard-fought battle because both of those teams could be, like, whoever wins that ends up with the 8th seed or something. That could be a real fight. And then you got the Grizzlies and then the Pelicans. And if the Pelicans already have the 5th seed locked up, they probably rest everybody. They probably sit everybody. Right, especially against the Lakers, who have had their number and just blown out the Pelicans every time that they play. Right, they might go like, hey, we don't really want to take this loss like with our starters and get blown out right before the playoffs. It's literally the last game. So Lakers are getting these little breaks, getting these little opportunities. Gotta capitalize on these moments. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Are you feel like the Lakers will capitalize, that they will exploit this, that they will end up in 6th through 8th? Do you think no, they're probably going to finish 9th through 10th? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. Also, you just might see the little tape. They're like my little markers. I'm going to have a background here pretty soon. I want to do more of these like personal videos, like with my face, kind of be more relatable, stuff like that. Obviously, I do the live streams. You guys all see the live streams and all that stuff, which is always fun. But figure hey, I should probably do some more videos, get me out there personally a little more. So I'm gonna have like a fancy background instead of like this, just this. I mean, not like fancy. It's gonna be like kind of bougie, but better than just like a blank wall is the point. But anyway, again, how you feel, whatever your thoughts are, let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know if you made it to this far at the end of the video, which I greatly appreciate. Seriously, thank you. Let me know if you appreciate and you like these like kind of face videos more than just like the the photos or stills or whatever. Love to hear it. Right? Trying to improve, trying to grow in this eco space. But you guys are awesome. And yeah, that being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.